Welcome. Here is a practice for those times when you're really short on time, but you still want to breathe, move, and stretch. As always, please modify and support yourself wherever you are at today. And please start at the top of your mat in Tadasana Mountain Pose with your feet together or hips distance apart. As you inhale, reach your arms overhead. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, fold forward. If you're tighter, bend your knees. Inhale, look forward, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, plant your palms, step back, top of a push-up. I'll modify with you for the first one. Drop your knees to the ground, or if you want more intensity, keep your knees lifted. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, draw your navel to your spine and lower down. Point your toes, taking the tops of your feet to the floor, and walk your palms just back under your elbows. Move your shoulders forward towards your ears and up to the ceiling. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other and down your back to engage your back muscles. Inhale, lift cobra. Might be a mini cobra, or if you're more flexible, you could lift a little higher. Move your sternum forward, pull your shoulders back, curl in your upper back. And as you exhale, tuck your toes, press up and back into downward facing dog. You can pause on your hands and your knees first, and then stretch back. And if you're tighter, bend your knees here, press your hips back, elongate your spine. Take your right leg up and back to the wall behind you. Bend your knee, open your hip, and stretch. Step or help your right foot forward between your hands to help your foot grab the back of your knee. Come into lunge pose. You can certainly use blocks under your hands if you're a little tighter. Stretch your sternum forward. Keep your back leg lifted as you bend deeply in your right knee. And then try to pull your right heel back and left toes forward and firm through your outer hips. Twist. Take your right arm to the ceiling. Turn from your left waist to your right. Breathe deeply. 3, 2, and 1. Release your hand down. Step back into downward facing dog. And take your left leg up and back. Bend your knee, open your hip, and stretch. Step or help your foot forward between your hands. Come into a lunge position. Have your feet roughly hips distance apart. Lift your back leg strongly as you bend up to a 90-degree angle in your front knee. Once again, squeeze your feet towards each other. Firm your outer hips. Add a twist. Take your left arm to the ceiling. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, twist. Now you can always keep your gaze down at the ground if your neck is at all tender. Release your hands. Press back. Downward facing dog. Now we'll add on to the vinyasa, and remember that's optional. Inhale, shift forward, plank position. Exhale, lower, chaturanga dandasana. Flip to the top of your feet. Inhale, upward facing dog, straight elbows. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press the heels of your hands down and forward as you stretch your hips back. Grip with your fingertips and root your index finger knuckles. Externally rotate your upper arms and press back. Now let's throw in a little bit of a core work here. Take your right leg up and back to the wall behind you. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, squeeze your knee to your nose and your nose to your knee. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Flex and round your spine. Inhale, reach back. This time let's add a twist. Exhale, right knee to left triceps. Use your right obliques. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, right knee to left triceps. Then inhale, reach back. Like we did in lunge, step or help your foot forward between your hands. This time, warrior two. Pivot your left heel down and rise up. Align the heel of your front foot with the arch of your back foot. Anchor your back leg as you bend deep in your front knee. Inhale fully. Exhale, reverse warrior. Here we stretch out the right obliques. Anchor your left leg. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle variation. Stretch long on your left side, bend deep in your right knee. Draw your navel in and turn from your right waist to your left. Hold here, 3, 2, and 1. Corset your waist. Inhale, come up. As you exhale, take your hands to the floor. Pivot to the ball of your left foot. Take your hands to the inside of your right foot and walk your right foot to your right slightly. Drop your left knee down. Now you can add extra padding if you like. Walk your hands forward. And option, come onto forearms. You could also take blocks under your forearms for a little more height. Take a few breaths here. With your next inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, walk your hands up. Lift your back knee and make your way back into downward facing dog. Now, I created this video to help students of all levels. If you would like less challenge, please drop to your knees, point your toes, and sit back, child's pose. If you would like more challenge, from downward facing dog, inhale, shift forward into plank. Exhale, lower. And inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And wherever you're at, take a few breaths here. See if you can connect back to deep full inhales through your nose and full exhales through your nose. Take this opportunity between sides to really check in with your body and with where you're at. To give you a better visual, I will switch angles. Please, everyone, return to downward facing dog. We'll take the second side. Take your left leg up and back to the wall behind you. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, squeeze your knee to your nose and your nose to your knee. Flex and round your spine and bring your shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, reach up and back. Now for the twist, left knee to right triceps. Don't worry if you can't touch, just get as close as you can. Inhale, reach back. Again, exhale, left knee, right triceps. Work your left obliques, that's the left side of your waist. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, step or help your foot forward. Set up for warrior two or Virabhadrasana 2. Line the heel of your front foot with the arch of your back foot. Stay anchored in your back leg as you bend deep in your front knee. Breathe here. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, reverse warrior. Move your right hand to your right leg as you reach your left arm up and overhead. Stretch your left obliques and get really anchored in your right leg. Inhale, come back up to 2. Exhale, extended side angle variation. Once again, anchor your right leg as you reach through your right arm. Sit a little deeper if you can. Draw your navel in and turn slightly from your left waist to your right. Breathe, 3, 2, and 1. Corset your waist. Inhale up. Exhale, take your hands to the floor. Pivot to the ball of your right foot. And take your hands to the inside of your left foot and walk your left foot to your left slightly. Drop your right knee down. Remember, you can always pad your right knee. Option to walk your hands forward and even come onto your forearms. And take deep, even, fluid breaths. And then as you inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk your hands up. Make your way back into downward facing dog. Once again, remember your options. For less challenge, child's pose. For more challenge, vinyasa by coming into plank on an inhale. Lower on your exhale. Come into cobra or up dog on an inhale. And exhale. Everybody back. Downward facing dog pose. Breathe deeply and evenly. Inhale, press your hips back. Exhale, look forward. Bring your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, look forward. Lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise to stand. Reach your arms overhead. And exhale, release your arms. Okay, I'd like to add a few more poses to round out this sequence, and then we'll begin to warm down. We're going to take these poses a little bit more on their own, so we're going to cut out the sometimes challenge of stepping forward from downward facing dog. Stand in the middle of your mat in Tadasana, mountain pose. Separate your feet about 4 feet apart. Ideally, when you reach your arms out, your ankles should be below your wrists. Turn your left toes in slightly, and your right toes 90 degrees to the right. Firm your legs on all sides, inhale. And as you exhale, reach forward and down for triangle pose or Trikonasana. Now, if you're a little bit tighter, you can have your right hand on a block, or you can simply take your hand a little bit higher up your shin. Again, work at a level that supports where your body is at. Firm your legs on all sides. Draw your navel in and turn from your right waist to your left waist. Look up if it's comfortable with your neck. Breathe 3, 2, and 1. Corset your waist. Inhale, stand up. And switch sides. Turn your right toes in and your left toes out. Similar to Warrior 2, see if you can align the front of your left heel to the arch of your right foot. Inhale. Exhale, reach forward and down. Again, you can pause on the shin, a block, or hands to the floor. Firm your legs on all sides. Draw your navel in. Turn from your left waist to your right. Gazing up is optional, and only if it feels good for the neck. It's perfectly fine to look straight forward or even down at the ground. A few more breaths here. Draw your navel in. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, take your hands to your hips. And turn the toes of both feet in as much as your ankles will allow. Inhale, stretch back, open through your chest. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold forward. This is another place where you could use blocks under your hands. I don't have blocks today. If you're without blocks as well, you might need to bend your knees, and that's okay. Inhale, look forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. You can walk your hands back towards your feet if you like. And try to be centered on your feet. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, take your hands to your hips, root down through your feet, draw your navel in. Inhale, stand up, and then join your feet back together. And that's going to conclude our standing portion of this sequence today. I'd like to add in a few back bends, a few hip stretches, and then let you get on your way. So please lie down on your backs. Bend your knees and set the soles of your feet to the floor, about hips distance apart. Take your arms alongside of your body, and then bend your elbows for a moment. I call this the pre-tuck. Without lifting your hips, press your arms down and tuck your shoulders under your body. Then take your arms alongside of your hips, press down, lift up, bridge pose. If you're tighter in the shoulders, grab the edges of your mat, tuck your shoulders under more. If you have more flexibility, you can interlace your hands at your low back and tuck your shoulders under more. Root into your feet, root into your arms, curl into your upper back. Breathe here. And then untuck your shoulders, come down, and rest. We'll do one more. You may repeat bridge pose if you like, or if you feel like you have a little bit more energy, you can take wheel pose, and I will demonstrate. For wheel, you'll set your hands roughly under your shoulders with your fingers facing your shoulders. Press down, and whatever pose you're in, lift up. Everybody stay strong and active through your legs. Curl in your upper back and breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Come down. Rest for a few breaths. Roll to your side and make your way into downward facing dog. After our back bends or spinal extension, stretch your spine long here. Maybe even bend your knees if you can send your hips back. And then we'll come into pigeon, bring your right knee forward, left leg back. Now, if you have any knee issues, I recommend doing this on your back with your right ankle to your left knee. It's a briefer practice, so we'll be here briefer as well. And then inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk your hands up. Press back into downward facing dog. And bring your left knee forward. Or left ankle to right knee if you're doing the version on your back. And just a few more breaths. With your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk your hands up. Return to one final downward facing dog pose. And then come to lie on your backs. Squeeze your knees into your chest. And just very gently rock side to side. And set your left foot to the floor. Cross your right knee on top of your left knee. Take your arms to the sides. Tuck your left hip under and twist your legs to your left. Unwind and come back to center. Center your hips and switch sides. Come back to center. Center your hips. Give your knees a final squeeze. And come into Shavasana. We'll do a brief Shavasana, but if you have more time, feel free to stay for longer. Begin to deepen your breath. Bend one knee at a time and roll to your right side. Use your hands and arms to gently help yourself up. Come into a comfortable seated position with your palms joining together at heart center. I thank you all for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.